How many times have you told yourself, I'll be happy when I land that new job, I finally buy that new house, I get in the best shape of my life, and then it happened. Congratulations, you achieved the thing that you thought would bring you happiness. And for a moment it did, but then the feeling faded. And before you knew it, you were chasing the next thing, convinced that this time it would be different. This is the happiness trap. The idea that happiness is something we find rather than something we build through our thinking and our beliefs. We often treat happiness like a destination, a place we'll reach someday. But real happiness isn't something that you discover at the end of a very long journey. It's something that you train your brain to create every single day. And today, we're not just going to talk about happiness. We're going to rewire how we think about it. We're breaking down the science of happiness, why so many people never find it, and how you can actually train your brain to feel happier on command. Let's start with the biggest reason that most people struggle to feel happy. What's happening in the brain? Happiness isn't just an emotion. It is a chemical process. And there are three key players in your brain that are running the show. Dopamine, the reward chemical that fuels motivation and excitement. Serotonin, the contentment chemical that keeps you balanced and at peace. And oxytocin, the chemical that allows you to feel closer to others. When these three are in sync, you feel alive, fulfilled, and optimistic. But the thing about life is it tends to hijack the system. Social media floods your brain with quick dopamine hits, making real accomplishments feel boring. Chronic stress drains serotonin, making real peace feel impossible. And isolation and digital relationships deplete oxytocin, making real life connections harder to sustain. So if you ever wondered why happiness feels so fleeting, it's not because something's wrong with you. Your brain is adapting to the wrong inputs. But the good news is that you can retrain your brain, and it starts with simple daily habits. Before we go any further, I have a challenge for you. Try a dopamine detox. For one day, cut out passive scrolling, cut out junk food, and cut out binge watching. Instead, do the things that create real dopamine. Exercise, have deep conversations, or work toward a long-term goal. Try it out and come back and tell us how it went in the comments. If you want happiness to last, there are three habits that can't be ignored. Number one, gratitude as a superpower. Gratitude isn't just about thinking positively, it's a rewiring tool. Studies show that practicing gratitude increases dopamine and serotonin, literally making happiness your brain's default state. Along with gratitude, practice mindfulness. Many spend life either dwelling on the past or stressing over the future. But happiness only happens in the present. So part of the reason you're unhappy is because you're fixated on the past or you're stressed about the future. But can you train yourself to be mindful of the present moment? Mindfulness isn't about sitting in silence for hours. It's about training your brain to stay where your feet are. Several times a day, I challenge you to stop. Take a deep breath, notice your surroundings, and reset. It's a small habit that can create a big shift. Number three, social connection, quality over quantity. There's a study that loneliness is more dangerous than 15 cigarettes a day. And science shows that deep, meaningful relationships are the number one predictor of long-term happiness. But in our digital world, we confuse followers with friendships. Isn't it funny how we are more connected than ever, but also more disconnected than ever? Sometimes you just have to go old school. Reconnect with the person you've lost touch with. Send them a text. Force yourself to physically call them and hear their voice. Invite them out to catch up. Small acts of connection, they rewire our brains for happiness. Here are 3 daily rituals for unshakable happiness. Number 1 is the 3 good things challenge. Traditionally, the 3 good things challenge is maybe you have a gratitude journal and every day you write 3 things that you're grateful for. But how about instead of just writing 3 things down, you go the extra step and say 1 thing out loud to someone. Tonight, tell a friend or a family member 1 good thing that happened today and why it mattered. And it's funny because especially in this world where a lot of people are working jobs that they hate, it's very difficult to come home and want to talk about the good things that happened today. You walk in, throw your briefcase or your backpack on the counter, you hit the stove and start eating something out of the pot. And then your significant other or your husband or wife says,
"Hey, how was work?"
And your response is,
"It was work."
"I've done that." Or just,
"Good."
Because you don't want to talk about the bad, which I've done as well. But train yourself, force yourself to mindfully consider the good and to share the good and why it mattered to someone every single day. The second ritual is to set soul-driven goals. Most people chase achievement-based goals, money, status, stuff. But these things will not bring you sustained happiness. Ultimately, fulfillment comes from accomplishing goals that are aligned with your values. So try this. Instead of asking, what do I want to achieve? Ask, what do I never want to feel again? Burnout, loneliness, stress. Use the answer to shape your goals. All right, I'm tired of feeling burnout. So this is what I'm going to do to prevent burnout. I'm tired of feeling lonely. So this is what I'm going to do. This is my goal to stop feeling lonely. I'm tired of being stressed out. So this is what I'm going to do to stop feeling stressed out. And it might be quitting that job, but let me move on. Ritual number 3, the science of play. We need to rediscover our flow state in life. Flow is the state where it feels like time disappears because we are so engaged. The flow state is one of the most powerful happiness boosters, but most grown-ups stop playing. What is the activity that puts you in that flow state? Music, art, running? Figure out what it is and then schedule an hour this week to do it. Another thought to consider is that happiness isn't just about what you do, it's about what you stop doing. And if you're ever going to be happy, you're going to have to figure out how to break through happiness barriers. One way you do this is to rewire negative thinking in real time. Whatever you think about, you become. And whatever you feed on expands. So if negativity comes to you, instantly replace it with a better thought. And if thoughts pop up about you and your self-worth, challenge yourself. Would I say this about a friend that I admired? If not, replace it with a more constructive thought. Number 2, use the secret weapon of the resilient. Resilient people don't avoid pain, they find meaning through it. And it's challenging to find the good about a difficult situation when you're currently in the situation. But in hindsight, you can normally look back and see why you needed that lesson in order to get to where you're going. And so I challenge you to journal about one past struggle that has made you stronger. What did it teach you? This rewires your brain to see opportunities and not just challenges. Now, I want you to ask yourself, if you could increase your happiness by just 10% this month, what's one habit you'd commit to? Drop it in the comments. I'll read every single one. And remember that happiness isn't luck, it's a skill. And starting today, you have the basis of what you need to start creating it. All you have to do is press play. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. And always remember that growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.